Chemical hazards in food can arise from various sources during the production and preparation stages. It is possible for hazardous chemicals to already exist in the environment and accidentally enter food. In some cases, hazardous chemicals are produced within the food itself due to processing methods. For example, when meat is grilled at high heat, some proteins can be converted into carcinogenic chemicals called heterocyclic amines, HCAs, especially in charred parts of barbecued meat. Toxic metals such as copper, arsenic, cadmium, lead, and zinc can be sources of chemical contamination. Zinc, used in galvanized and gray enamel-coated containers, can leach into acidic foods like orange juice, tomato sauce, and pickles, making them toxic. Plastic packaging containers act as vectors for microplastics entering the body's cells, posing a serious threat to human health in modern times. This law does not mean one should avoid industrially processed foods altogether, but due to the deadly hazards we will mention, it's better to prepare your food at home with healthy ingredients whenever possible. Given modern life, ready-made foods have become an integral part of our lives. But caution, especially in adhering to the law of interruption in the consumption of a food item, must be exercised. Because delving into the details of each ingredient used in food industries and their deadly hazards requires considerable time, we'll only mention them here. Generally, these ingredients pose significant risks, such as various cancers, diabetes, heart diseases, metabolic disorders, gastrointestinal issues, and many more diseases. Artificial food colors, artificial sweeteners, artificial flavors, trans fats, monosodium glutamate, sodium nitrite, high fructose corn syrup, guar gum, carrageenan, xanthan gum, yeast extract, sodium benzoate. All these substances are commonly used in food industries, and their continuous consumption over the long term, according to the principle of accumulation, can lead to various diseases and physical problems. Instead of examining each of these individually, we simply advise reducing the consumption of factory foods and at least detoxifying your body by interrupting their consumption. Additionally, agricultural, livestock, or aquatic raw materials may contain toxins such as various heavy metals or fungal toxins and various toxic compounds found in fertilizers, pesticides, or consumed water. These substances also pose significant long-term risks to consumers. Thus, even non-industrial foods can be hazardous, requiring vigilance and caution in their consumption. Therefore, purchase these ingredients from sources where you can be assured of their complete health, or ensure strict supervision and necessary testing to confirm their safety. In the end of this section, we'll provide simple methods to identify healthy raw materials. In 2012, remnants of a fire that occurred about 1 million years ago were found in South Africa. However, the earliest evidence of a cooking system consisting of fire, hearth, and stove dates back to about 4,000 years ago. Nonetheless, cooking is only related to humans and is a relatively new habit. Perhaps you prepare healthy foods, but the way you prepare them may change their nature and pose health risks. With the changes that occur during the cooking process for the cells present in food, their digestibility for us becomes much easier. And it might be said that besides improving the taste of food, this is one of the main reasons for cooking. Generally, cooking processes are carried out in two ways. 1. Dry heat cooking, which is done without water or steam, such as grilling, frying, etc. 2. Moist heat cooking, which is done using heat from steam or water, such as boiling, steaming, poaching, etc. Dry heat cooking uses higher temperatures compared to moist heat cooking, so it can reduce heat-sensitive nutrients to the same extent. However, when food is roasted or grilled, the high temperature can cause carbohydrates in the food to react with proteins, creating compounds with sticky taste and flavor. In this method, due to the higher temperature used, the food changes color and usually turns brown. Sometimes, food can be overcooked, leading to burning, producing a substance called acrylamide, a potential cancer-causing agent in humans.
We recommend baking bread and grilled foods at temperatures below 200 degrees Celsius. Although the temperature is lower in frying compared to direct flame, there is still a risk of producing toxic compounds, and moreover, due to the high calorie content of the oil mentioned, it can lead to various diseases if consumed excessively. In the moist cooking method, the temperature is usually low, that is, up to a maximum of 100 degrees Celsius. For this reason, compared to other cooking methods, fewer nutrients are lost during cooking. However, because the temperature in this method is low, the cooking time is longer, and this allows many nutrients to enter the cooking liquid. Although steaming is a suitable method for preserving nutrients, increasing the cooking time can lead to the loss of vitamin C present in the food, which, however, can be easily compensated for by other foods. Nutrients easily dissolve in water. By reducing the amount of water used for cooking, the dissolution of these nutrients in water can be significantly prevented. Therefore, it is better to use a pressure cooker. Cook food in covered containers with less water, or preferably steam vegetables instead of boiling whenever possible. The water in which vegetables are cooked is very nutritious and rich in vitamins. It is better not to discard these waters and use them in preparing various soups, broths, etc. After cooking, cool the vegetables quickly to halt the cooking process completely and prevent the passage of vitamins and nutrients into the water. It is recommended to chop the vegetables after they have been cooked, but be careful not to mash them. In addition to the various guidelines mentioned above, we provide you with 5 general methods to have a healthier diet. 1. Appetite engineering. With the information provided about the deficiencies in the human body and the characteristics of various nutrients, you should know how to engineer your appetite. We'll outline a few simple and effective methods, but everyone can find and implement more methods for themselves. Since your food needs may be less than your appetite, you may find it challenging to eat less. One effective way is to engineer your appetite. You can consume foods 15 minutes before a meal that fill your stomach, but have very few calories. This includes salads or fruits and vegetables. Eating an apple a few minutes before a meal is excellent. Being calm while eating and increasing mealtime also reduces appetite and decreases the desire to overeat. A good way to engineer your appetite is to create a list of your favorite healthy foods. This way, you can replace unhealthy foods such as potato chips, snacks, chocolates, and candies with healthy alternatives such as popcorn, various fruits or fruit chips, vegetables, or nuts. Increasing the number of meals and consuming foods proportionate to these meals is also a very useful method in appetite engineering. People who skip breakfast tend to gain more weight. If you can use protein and vitamin-rich foods such as eggs, various soups, bean dishes, instead of carbohydrate-rich or fatty breakfasts, or for dinner, use light and low-calorie foods such as various salads or low-fat yogurt, you have adopted excellent dietary habits. I assure you that if you think more about this method, you will find very good solutions to engineer your appetite. Recently, some pills have been licensed for production that reduce appetite and thus make it easier for you to resist overeating, although the priority is natural methods in lifestyle engineering. Yes, if you can understand this rule well and adhere to it, you may enjoy life more without compromising your health. Tastes are deceptive and distract your mind from the body's real needs. So, tastes can trick you into eating unhealthy foods. So, if you crave a snack when you're not hungry, you're ensuring your health. Therefore, the best time to eat sweet desserts and industrial snacks is after a meal. This way, you eat healthy and necessary food when you are hungry, and you eat suspicious snacks when you are not hungry. Also, due to being satiated, your desire for those snacks will diminish very quickly. Consuming sugary substances after a meal without sugar prevents a sudden increase in blood sugar and protects you from diabetes.
2. Absorption engineering. This is also an excellent method for controlling nutrition. In general, there are two stages of absorption: absorption by the digestive system and absorption of nutrients by the organs. Sometimes there is interference between two nutrients, which disrupts absorption. For example, consuming high amounts of calcium prevents the absorption of iron from food, or calcium and magnesium deficiency prevent the absorption of vitamin D. Also, the human body cannot fully absorb some substances naturally present in legumes or dairy products. Or the human liver, as a barrier, does not allow the entry of some compounds, including drugs, into the bloodstream. All of these cases indicate that consuming food does not always mean absorption by the body. If you consume a food or drink containing vitamin C, such as orange juice, with iron-rich food, it increases the absorption of iron. Adding extra fat during cooking can also prevent the complete absorption of nutrients. These facts and many physical realities in the body can be used to prevent the harmful effects of unhealthy foods and increase the effectiveness of beneficial nutrients. If you cannot resist eating an unhealthy food, try to reduce the absorption of that nutrient at least. This is another interpretation of law number 40, which should not be tastes, your meal. In this way, try to consume unhealthy foods such as industrial snacks, sodas, ready-made foods, and other unhealthy foods when you are not hungry. Even if you can consume foods such as rice cold, you reduce their absorption. Or even in chewing these foods, do not pay too much attention, and just enough not to cause problems for the digestive system. Also, consuming various fibers alongside some foods, including fats, prevents these substances from being fully absorbed in the digestive system. 3. Detoxification. We have mentioned this solution in law number 7 and prevention of accumulation. You must allow your body to eliminate various toxins that it has accumulated. In this program, you have realized that the human body is always renewing and replacing cells. So let it expel toxins through these cells before these toxins overwhelm the body. Creating a pause in the consumption of various foods and having a seasonal diet is one of the best methods of detoxification engineering. In cases where you still cannot resist harmful substances such as cigarettes, alcohol, and other substances, try to at least temporarily put them aside, allowing these toxins to be expelled from your body, and in this way their effects do not accumulate in the long run. Increase awareness. Although this method is fundamentally psychological and does not fit within the framework of lifestyle engineering, its use is a form of mental engineering. Experience and science have proven that if instead of fighting against your mind and unconscious, you give it the opportunity, over time it will accompany you and breaking harmful habits will become easier. A good method is to increase awareness through which negative effects in your mind gradually strengthen, and ultimately your inclination to engage in harmful habits will diminish. This way, useful activities will turn into your favorite habits, and you will enjoy them. Transforming bad habits into good ones. As we mentioned in the philosophy of lifestyle engineering, what you enjoy in life ultimately shapes your lifestyle. So you can't constantly fight against your desires and inner cravings and make life bitter for yourself. At least until your mind is ready to accept and enjoy a healthy life, you shouldn't be hard on yourself and make life bitter for yourself. As we said in paragraph 4, increasing awareness is a way to generate good habits, but it's a long-term method. Some methods recommend making unhealthy activities difficult for yourself so that your mind gets tired of it and you can quit it. But our method is different and, of course, pleasant. The engineering method has the power to turn threats into opportunities and turn the tide in your favor. So, instead of worrying and being discouraged by your inner desires, try to channel them towards a healthy life. This companionship with your unconscious mind will cause your subconscious to accompany you and strengthen your will. This way, if you can't resist fast food, plan to prepare it yourself at home with healthy ingredients. This way, you'll add a beneficial physical and mental activity to your life, and perhaps this experience will help you in various stages of life. Or at least use this habit to connect more with friends and family, And instead of ordering fast food, design weekly plans to go to restaurants and have enjoyable gatherings. Or, if you're fond of unhealthy snacks, replace them with healthy and nutritious ones like fruit chips or nuts, and turn it into a good habit.
Fortunately, we live in a time when abundant products and ideas come to the market every year and can assist us in this task. Proper selection of food items. As promised in the first part, we want to discuss lifestyle engineering methods for selecting primary food items. These facts help you choose healthier food items and ensure your nutritional health. This is especially useful for those living in countries with inadequate health and safety standards or insufficient government oversight, or those with low incomes who cannot afford high-quality ingredients. It's better if the fruit is fresh, with smooth and wrinkle-free skin. Try to buy seasonal and local fruits, which are more likely to be fresh. Even if there's a small amount of mold on the fruit, it may contain aflatoxin throughout. If you're traveling, it's better to use fruits with peels, like bananas. Choose vegetables with fresh, soft leaves that are undamaged. Avoid consuming vegetables that have sprouted, as they can be harmful. For example, if a potato has sprouted, it may contain solanine poison. Seasonal fruits and vegetables, as their names imply, are products harvested and brought to the market in their respective seasons. Compared to stored fruits and vegetables, seasonal fruits have higher vitamin and mineral content and have not been treated with additives and chemicals for preservation. Stored products, a group of fruits and vegetables that are harvested and stored to reach maturity using artificial gases and sometimes additives to prolong their shelf life, are less nutritious and may be harmful to the body in the long run, even causing cancer. Greenhouse fruits are grown in seasons other than their own. For example, tomatoes are produced in greenhouses during the winter. Their exposure to sunlight is lower, so their nutritional value is lower compared to seasonal fruits. The use of pesticides and insecticides in some conditions or genetic modification can improve the appearance of greenhouse fruits, but may change their taste, making them tasteless. When fruits are genetically modified, their shelf life increases on the plant, but their nutritional value decreases over time. Furthermore, since the fruit structure is genetically altered, consuming them can change the gut microflora and sometimes lead to digestive problems. When choosing fruits and vegetables, appearance matters, but not size. The fruit should be natural in appearance, texture, smell, and taste. If we are sure of the organic nature of the products, they have higher nutritional value compared to other fruits and are better. Organic products are those that have not used any fertilizers or pesticides for 3 years, have not been genetically modified, and have not used pesticides and insecticides in their cultivation and growth. Organic fruits have a natural appearance, size, color, and good taste, and ethylene gas is not used to ripen them. Do not buy wrinkled and damaged fruits, as it is evident that they have passed a long time since they were picked from the bush or tree, and their nutritional value has greatly decreased. Nitrates in fertilizers can penetrate all kinds of fruits and vegetables. However, products such as onions, potatoes, and carrots, which are placed inside the soil, have a higher absorption capacity. Often, undesirable compounds in fertilizers can penetrate into products that grow on the ground's surface and have a shorter height, such as bush fruits and vegetables. However, greenhouse fruits that have a higher height from the ground's surface are less exposed to the undesirable effects of fertilizers. When chemical fertilizer particles penetrate into fruits and vegetables, they do not disappear by any means. It is recommended to wash fruits with disinfectants before consumption to reduce surface toxins. Chemical fertilizers and pesticides cause a decrease in vitamin C and make the product tasteless. Therefore, when cucumbers or tomatoes lack their real taste, it can be ensured that some toxins have been absorbed, so it is recommended not to consume tasty fruits and vegetables.
Meat is a food item that spoils quickly and is often contaminated. Therefore, choosing fresh meat is very important. Fresh meat is flexible, its color is bright pink or bright red, and it does not separate from the bone. Pay attention to the smell of meat. Spoiled fresh meat has a bad smell. Meat from unknown sources or obtained from sick animals, even if cooked at high temperatures, can be dangerous for health. Also, meat prepared, transported, and stored improperly, or being out of the fridge for a long time, or being frozen and thawed several times, or being accessible to insects and rodents can be dangerous for health. If ground meat is purchased from an unreliable seller, it may cause trichinosis. This disease causes joint pain, muscle pain, eyelid swelling, and in severe cases, heart and liver problems. Meat products stored in the refrigerator should only be bought for consumption within 1 or 2 days. Milk and dairy products are also important sources of protein and minerals and are widely used throughout the world. Because the amount of these substances in children's food is very high, they should be given special attention. Milk and dairy products are suitable places for the growth of microbes and spoil quickly and are potentially dangerous. When buying, make sure that the milk is obtained from healthy animals, transported correctly, and stored in clean containers. Spices can also be a source of disease if not properly handled, although this issue is often overlooked. The consumption of spices becomes important because they are used continuously in various foods and have a high accumulation potential. Consumption of spices that are improperly stored or come into contact with insects and rodents can make food unsafe. Some epidemic diseases like Salmonella are the result of transporting and storing spices in unhygienic conditions. So try to buy spices fresh or prepare them yourself at home by purchasing raw ingredients.